Do you ever feel like no matter how much you work, there's always so much more you need to do? Well, I used to as well. At least that was until I discovered this time management secret that's helped me scale my business in under 4 hours a day. So in this video, I'm going to show you the system I've built based on that secret that's helped my clients at selfmastery.co take back control of their time, work an average of 4 hours a day and still grow their business. Let's dive in. Now, the first thing you need to understand is this. Most entrepreneurs think they have a time problem. They don't. Because the truth is, you can't manage time. Time just is. You can't pause it, you can't rewind it, you can't control it, you can't manage it. You can only manage what you choose to focus on in that time. Think about it like this, okay? Imagine you're standing in a river. The water's rushing past you at full speed. Well, you can't slow that river down. There's nothing you can do about the speed of the water. You can only decide what rocks you plant your feet on to stay stable. You can only decide where you stand. Business is the same. Time keeps moving. The only control you have is over what you choose to stand on, what you choose to focus on. So really the secret to time management is actually priority management, which obviously creates a question of how do you decide what matters most? Well, it all starts with this VGR process, because for you to prioritize something, you have to be able to say this thing is more important than the rest. But more important for what? Well, in business, that typically means that it's more important for achieving the goals you have for your business, like growing it. If you don't know what those goals are, you're unable to prioritize, because goals act as filters. They allow you to view every task and every project and every decision through the lens of whether it moves you toward that goal. And so without a goal, every task feels urgent and every decision feels like a gamble, because you have nothing to compare the efficacy of that decision or task to. But here's a problem I see all the time with my clients at selfmastery.co, links in the description by the way, and it's that most, and I mean most founders, business owners, whatever you want to call yourself, suck at setting goals. They set goals, never stick to them, never achieve them, and have no idea how to use them as that filter that goals are supposed to be. Now don't worry, I'll show you a foolproof way to fix that in just a minute, but it's no wonder you're overwhelmed. It's no wonder you're reacting instead of leading. Think of it like building a skyscraper. You don't start construction by pouring concrete randomly and hoping it turns into something amazing. That'd be stupid. No, first you design the entire building, the height, the shape, the skyline impact. Only once you know what you're building do you start the damn work. Because if you don't know what you're building, you'll end up building the wrong bloody thing. It's the exact same with business. Which is why this VGR process is so damn important for not only setting goals properly, but actually creating priorities and managing your time. Let's start with the V. V is for vision. You need a long-term vision. That's so clear that it becomes your blueprint. Now, I am going to show you how to build this vision, but look, I'm going to be honest. How important is it that you actually stick to this vision and all the rest? Honestly, it's not that important, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. It's not that important. But if you want to be able to prioritize, you have to do this first step. And I say this simply because so many people avoid goal setting and vision creation because they struggle to stick to it, because they set it, they never look at it again, and that's fine. Look, there's nothing wrong with that really. But the bit of a caveat is that if you never do the long-term thinking, you can't do the short-term thinking. Because remember, goals and visions, which is basically a long-term goal, are filters. They help you decide what the right thing to do is in each moment. And so setting these are crucial. So just do this. Even if you only do it to allow you to do the rest of this process so that you can manage your time and your business better. Now, here's how you build your 10-year vision. Step 1, write your 10-year documentary. So imagine a film crew was documenting your company 10 years from now. What do they see? Now, there's no right or wrong here. Just write what you want your company or life to look like in 10 years. Define key metrics, so revenue, team size, client impact. What are the specific measurables that go along with that big picture documentary? How much money are you making? How big or small is the team? What impact are you making? Look, there's obviously 1,000 different ways you can make this vision, but I really like this simple 2-step process. And once you have this 10-year vision, you stop chasing noise. You start moving with intention. But a 10-year vision alone is not enough, especially for managing your time and business better. That's where the next piece, the G, comes in, because the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make is that they set a huge dream and then do nothing strategic to reach it. They either get overwhelmed or disconnected by the distance because the vision's so far away, or they get caught up in grinding away at stuff that doesn't matter because they haven't brought the vision closer to reality. It's like trying to get to the bloody moon, but by riding a bicycle. The destination is inspiring, it's cool, yeah, who doesn't want to get to the moon, but Without the right milestones, the launch prep, the rocket build, the escape velocity, it's not just difficult, it's bloody impossible. You're on a damn bike. So here's how you turn your vision into something actionable. You use goals. And yes, another revolutionary YouTube video about setting goals. Great stuff for us. Well done. But trust me, okay? If you want to manage your time in business, this is essential. So what you want to do is this. Reverse engineer your 10-year vision into a 3-year goal. So where do I need to be in 3 years to be on track? And look, don't worry about how accurate this is. Maybe if your company is a big company and you already do projections and forecasts, that's fine, then you can be accurate. But like for the context that we're operating under, the reason we're doing this, how accurate you are with where you need to be in 3 years to achieve your 10-year vision doesn't really matter. Just figure out where you need to be. Then set 3-year milestones. So revenue, brand presence, team size, whatever your metrics were that you used in your 10-year vision, figure out what those metrics need to be in 3 years. And then break it down even further into your 1-year goal. Define one big outcome that you want to achieve over the next year. And then define 1 to 3 key measurable outcomes or metrics that indicate success. Again, what this is doesn't really matter. I find so many people get caught up in whether or not their goal is the right goal or whatever, but the harsh truth is that it doesn't fucking matter, okay? A goal is literally you just setting a direction for your life and business, and so long as it's above you right now, as in it requires you to grow and improve to achieve it, then the goal is a good goal, okay? So don't think, oh, is my goal the right goal? Just think 2 things. Will I need to improve to achieve this? And does this make me feel some sort of emotion? That's probably one of the key things for sticking to goals when you create it, is that you need to feel an emotion. It should hit home to some degree and you should actually want to achieve it. It shouldn't be, a lot of people set goals because they think it's what they should be chasing, what they should achieve, and then no wonder they don't stick to them. Instead, set a goal by what you want to achieve, and that way you'll feel some emotion, and as long as it's above you, as in you have to improve to achieve it, then it's good. And by doing this, it will let you create a clear roadmap or filter so you know how to prioritize, and therefore you know how to spend your time and what to spend it on, and you're not waking up each day asking, what should I work on? And then wasting a ton of time on pointless tasks or reacting mindlessly, working in the business instead of on the business. And to really do that, we need the R of the VGR process, because you need short, intense sprints toward rocks to build momentum and to truly figure out what to focus on. Without these rocks, you'll get distracted by urgent but meaningless tasks and then wonder why the business isn't growing. It's like training for the Olympics. No athlete says, I'll win gold in 4 years and then just, randomly trains on random things. No, they break it down into training blocks, quarterly milestones. Sprint faster, lift heavier, get stronger, whatever it is. They have specific goals for each block of training that will add up to their longer term goals. In your business, rocks are the equivalent. Now, all a rock is a quarterly goal. So what you want to do is each quarter take a look at your 1-year goal and set 3 to 5 rocks. Your rocks are 90-day goals that are big enough to move the business forward and make change, but they are small enough to be completed in 90 days, and most importantly, they're specific and measurable. So for example, a rock cannot be make more money, but it can be overhaul and relaunch your offer by 30th of June. Now you want 3 to 5 of them, okay? But here's an important distinction. If you're a solopreneur, you might only want to have 1 to 3 rocks per quarter, because obviously you're doing everything yourself, right? So you cannot do as much as a big team. So you need less rocks. But if you have a team, you want to have 3 to 5 rocks for the company per quarter. And every employee then should get 1 to 3 personal rocks that support the company rocks. So if you have a company rock, a 90-day goal for the company that's around your marketing department, then your lead marketing guy, your head marketing guy, should have 1 to 3 rocks that will ensure that marketing rock is completed. Essentially, you set 3 to 5 rocks for the company, and whoever's part of that business is relevant to those rocks should also have 1 to 3 rocks that will ensure that company rock is achieved. But if you're a solopreneur, every rock in the company is yours, so we only want to set, 1 to 3 rocks because you have to accomplish each of them yourself. Now, once you've done this VGR process, here's how you use it to actually prioritize. Every Sunday, take 5 minutes. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I need to focus on this week to move the business forward to achieve my rocks? And then you schedule specific time as early in the day to doing that. You wake up on that day, you do that task. Every 90 days, you'll have achieved your rocks and moved the business forward. Time management isn't about stuffing more into your calendar. It's about designing your focus to make real progress. And that's how you do it. But of course, you have other stuff you need to do in the business beside these tasks, okay, other things. So click this video on screen now, and I'll show you exactly how to structure your day to make sure you can get it all done in an efficient and effective way.